Hello you beautiful, strong people out there, welcome to another drawing video. I just wanted to send out some positivity before starting, no special reason really, I just think that we could use some more positivity in our lives sometimes. Anyway, today I will make a full Copic illustration. As you can see, I have some Copic branded stuff here. So my dear friend sent me some smooth Copic paper when she was in Japan. I don't know where else you can get this paper really, but I'm pretty sure you can get it online too if you search a little. I usually love working with smooth Bristol board, and this paper looks very similar, but it is especially made for Copic markers, so I'm very curious to try it. She also sent me some Copic brush pens in black and sepia, because I love brush pens. I haven't tried these ones before, but they look super sweet, so thank you, Jackie. And my trusty old Gasenfude brush pen, and I have no idea if I say that correctly or not, but it has a real bristle tip and it is one of my favorites to use when doing outlines and such, and also some Copic ciao markers to color with. This is a sketch of what I will draw today. It is like an elvish girl surrounded by foxgloves, which is one of my favorite flowers. They are so magical, but also very toxic. And the whole forest near where I live is full of them now. It is like oceans of them, mostly the pink, purple and white ones, and they are so beautiful. I will put up a picture if I can find one. I wanted to make this piece more mystical and dreamy, so I'm using a limited color palette. I am really drawn to cooler violets and purple colors and teal towards green pastel tones. I think they look so appealing together, and I like building up the layers and the contrast by adding super light colors first and then adding darker and darker color tones. I didn't do that many darker layers in this piece though, but I will add more contrast later with the brush pens. I really like this Copic paper. It was super smooth and nice to draw on. The ink doesn't feather or spread out too much on the paper, and the colors blend very nicely on it, so I can really recommend it to anyone who likes smoother, thicker paper. And I'm pretty sure it works well with other marker brands too, not only Copics. It isn't bleed proof though, but I personally don't mind at all. I never use bleed proof paper anyway. I just keep another paper under the one I'm drawing on to avoid the ink staining the surface underneath. And this one didn't bleed too much, I think, but now I'm using a pretty light color scheme, so it may not be super noticeable. So how are you guys doing? What are your plans for this summer? I'm just gonna be home and take it easy and draw and paint and all that stuff, you know. I'm not a travel kind of person. I mean, I like being away and see new places and discover new things and eat new food. But I'm also very happy to just be home and do stuff for me that I like. I am not a huge fan of the summer, to be honest. I am not good with the heat, but I love the summer nights. One of the best things that I know is to sit up late in the evening or the night all by myself with some good music or an art project or a game or something like that. It is a good way for me to ground myself and feel down to earth again, because my mind is often up in the clouds, sometimes, always, and I'm pretty sure I'm not alone with feeling the need of distancing myself from the rest of the world sometime. And I think it is good listening to yourself whenever you get this need and do what is good for you. And speaking of relaxing, you guys who was interested in an art supply ASMR video that I talked about in my 2 previous videos, I think, I have now made a little test video for you over at my bonus channel. I will leave a link to it here somewhere, so if you are into ASMR, be sure to check that out and subscribe to my bonus channel for even more ASMR videos like that in the future, and also for other content, of course, whenever I figure out what I want to do with my bonus channel. It is still under construction, kind of. The outlining is one of my favorite parts when working with markers, and I used both the black regular brush pen and the Gasenfude one. I did, however, use the Gasenfude pen a little more because I am more used to it. I really like the regular brush pen too, and I know it will come in very handy for future work, but I need to practice a little more with it to feel 100% comfortable with it. But that is just natural when switching from one art supply to a new one. You need to practice a little, and I think it will be very nice to use when you're doing the line art before the coloring, since it shouldn't smudge or bleed when coloring over it with markers, so that is really good. And as I said before, I am trying to keep this piece minimalistic with a limited color scheme, which is really fun but also very challenging because it can be hard to know when to stop. I easily overwork my drawings, and I think that when you don't know what else to do with a drawing but you still keep adding things aimlessly, that is a good time to step away from the drawing for a little while and let it rest, and then you can come back again and look at it with new, fresh eyes. I usually do that when I'm starting to get frustrated with what I'm working on and I can't really move forward, and it often helps me to let it rest a little. I was also a little unhappy at first that I couldn't transfer this calm face expression and feeling from the original sketch that I showed you in the beginning to this new one, but then I also realized that I can't redraw the sketch over and over to make it perfect. Sometimes I just need to move on. Kill your darlings, as my art teachers always said. Now I look at them as 2 separate pieces, more like I have 2 versions of the same drawing, the sketch and the final artwork. I used the Gansai Tambi Starry Colors metallic paint for the moon and her eyes, which I think looks very pretty and adds an interesting element to the art piece. I was a little unsure at first if I wanted to add a background or not. It felt a little empty, so I took a copy of the drawing and tried out some different colors on that first, and then I went with this more teal green color. I think it looks very nice with the color scheme, but I did actually scan this piece before adding the background just in case I would regret the color choice or mess it up or something. Then I could just add another color in Photoshop afterwards, but I do like how it turned out. So yeah, I hope you liked this piece. It was just a quick one, but I really loved working on it. And another thing that I've been working on is a Redbubble shop where you will be able to buy my prints and stuff with my artwork on it. So that is something I wanted to do for a very long time now, and I still have some things to fix before I can open the shop, but it might be open later this summer or this fall. I will let you know. And there will also be a bunch of product reviews and some tutorials and digital art coming up on this channel, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss it, and leave a like and a comment and all that fancy stuff. I highly appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and keep drawing my happy cats. Bye!